Okay. Good morning, Christina. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Good morning, Angela.
Good
Thank you.
morning. So, I'm here today with Cristina Muros from My Own Baby. And Christina, you are a doula, you teach hypnobirthing, you work with prenatal and yoga throughout all stages, from kind of fertility to postpartum, it sounds like. And you offer so many services. Can you just kind of give us an idea of what your core services are and what you're doing most these days?
Yes. So you're saying correctly. I am a birth doula and I teach yoga in all stages of pregnancy. And before, I work also with fertility. So I have a program of yoga for encourage the fertility process. I do the prenatal yoga. And then after the baby's born, we do mama and baby yoga and the infant massage. So it's really nice to go to the wide range of services for the families. And the birth doula, I love it. It's the support through the labor and birth with the mummies. I have been doing that for more than 20 years, and it's my passion to be with them, journey, breathing life and breathing love, right? So I just love to be there with them. So, and then also I have private sessions too. I am a massage therapist, so I do prenatal massage, craniosacral, so all kind of one-to-one sessions with them, with the mummies and the babies.
Oh, it's so great. I was looking over in preparation for our call. I was looking at your website. It's really beautifully done, and it is such a wealth of information for I think potential clients and also for other birth professionals who might want to know more about what you're offering. But I think it's a great resource for people. It was really very well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Angela.
Yeah. So tell us where you're practicing mostly and where you're taking clients, both from a doula perspective and also like yoga and where you're holding your hypno classes.
Yes, so I'm currently located in Newburyport and Haverhill. I have two studios for the yoga classes.
Mm-hmm.
I take all kind of clients that are pregnant or that they want to be pregnant. So it's a wide range on that. Yes, my classes currently are there. My excuse me, my healing room is in Newburyport too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually seeing sometimes I do home visits because some of my families are in Cambridge, Boston, or even in Maine, New Hampshire. So when it's needed, I take my table and then I go there and then I do my sessions there. But yes, the physical location is in Newburyport right now.
Excellent. It's a great location. It's a very central to both like New Hampshire and Maine and also to the greater Boston area.
Yes, it's exactly on the middle of those 2 points, as you explained. And
Yep.
the yoga center is not in downtown, which is easier because it's right of the 95. So it's very, very easy coming from the 95. So, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I'll have to come see it one of these days.
Yes, please. It would be delightful to have you there.
So, can you tell us a little bit about the hypnobirthing classes? I know I have felt more and more recently that not a lot of my patients are taking birth classes, and I've been feeling more and more the importance of getting them into classes in preparation for birth. So, will you tell us a little bit about why hypnobirthing is important from the aspect of like why women need to prepare for this event, why it's important and how it helps them?
Yes, so childbirth education. Nowadays, there is so many childbirth education, right? So I offer in hypnobirthing is the part of the hypnosis. I am a hypnotherapist, so I truly believe that everything begins in the mind, and the nervous system is a huge part during labor and birth.
Absolutely.
So for every thought that we create, there is a manifestation or a chemical response in the body. And we all know, being birth workers, that hormones are very essential during labor and birth. So in order to create endorphins and oxytocin, we need to keep the nervous system in balance, bringing the parasympathetic part, right? Elevating secreting the hormones. So hypnobirthing is not only teaching the mothers and the families all around the process of labor and birth. However, we include so many hypnosis practices to condition mind and body to the day of the labor and birth. So once they go to that day, they are already, the subconscious mind already knows what to do and how to create that calm and relaxing space. I love also that we include the partners so much. Birth companions, as I call it, because I work with different kind of families, since daddy and mommy, two mommies, two daddies, whomever is the family, we include the partner there. And sometimes it's just single moms that bring friend or the partner, the one that will be supporting the mother through that day is very important role. So we give a lot of tools to them. And and another thing that I love of hypnobirthing is like we create the sense of calm, the sense of confidence and empowerment. Like you are a woman, you are a mother, you are part of the mother nature. You know what to do. Your body is wise, your baby has wisdom, and you have it too. And just trust on the process instead of that going with fears, So it's a beautiful journey. It's 5 weeks course. It's 5 weeks course of 2.5 hours. So it's very comprehensive program.
I think it's just an amazing resource, and I love the fact that there's so much mind-body connection to it, and I really love the fact that it involves partners, because sometimes I think they get forgotten about a little bit, and it's huge for them too. So to be able to include them in such a real way, even preparing for the birth, I think is just such a huge resource for them.
I think so, and sometimes after that, after the baby's here, ago, I have sometimes daddies contact me like, Cristina, hypnobirthing was not just for the birth. I'm using on my work, I'm using when I am in a traffic jam, I'm using all the tools.
It's so amazing. It's life tools.
Yes, exactly.
And now, how long have you been doing the hypnobirthing? How long have you been teaching for?
So, as you all can notice in my accent, I'm from Spain. I am not from the States. So, I have been doing all these things in Spain. When I moved to the States, it's like it takes time and paperwork. Like you have to redo certification.
Right, of course.
So, it took me over years to redo the whole thing.
Yep. Oh, it's such a pain.
So hypnobirthing, I will say, here I have been doing now 4 years since I had the recertification here, but in Spain I was doing that probably like 6 more years there, if I remember correctly.
Wow. And is there a big difference between what births look like in Spain than there are here?
It is. Nowadays, sadly, Spain is going to, this train of so many medical interventions and C-sections and all of that.
Yeah.
However, when I was working there, and more because I was living in the mountains, I was attending so many home births and kind of
Cristina, and you're on my... Oops, we froze for a second. Sorry, but you're back online now.
Okay.
So in Spain, you were in the mountains and you were doing so many home births, and say again?
Yeah. Yes. So I was doing so many home births being in the mountains, and when I moved here, I was supporting more hospital births. It's more common. I'm still having so many home births here too. But I would say most of my families choose hospitals, which is perfectly fine. But it took me a little bit to understand how the the whole process is
Mm-hmm.
managed here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, different things. We in Spain we use how you call it, laughing gas.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
For so it's not like going, through the veins, through the bloodstream. So, and I know some hospitals here are bringing that tool to offer to the families. I know in Ceylon, Mass, and Anna Jakes Newbury Port carried. So
Oh, wow.
they are bringing that tool, but in Spain it's very common to use that.
Oh, I didn't even know that that was happening here.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. It's lovely that this happening.
So one question I have, so as you know, I'm an acupuncturist, so I'm not in the birth room. I'm not catching babies. So can you tell me, for my patients, one thing that they want to know is if they're going to have a hospital birth as opposed to a home birth, what is the value of having a birth doula there with them if they're birthing in a hospital?
Yeah. So that's a good question. The role of a doula is very different of the role of midwife or even an OBGYN, right? So no matter if you are at home or at hospital, we're still doing the same support. So the doula is the emotional support, the mental support, the physical support. We are not working in the medical aspect of giving birth. So we are there for massage, for being sure that the mother is maintaining the level of the nervous system in balance, in equilibrium. Guiding through voice or touch or music or comforting the mother, being sure that she's moving here and there. So in a hospital, the nurses, the midwife or the OBGYN, they are focused on their job, of course, which is being sure that the baby is doing great, that the mom is doing great. That's what a doula, or that's what I do as a doula, supporting that process from there.
I love it. It's so wonderful. I think it's so valuable, and I wish that more people would take advantage of it, and I'm trying to make that happen in my clientele. So.
We should talk to birds. We need to talk about that, Angela. We need the acupuncturist right in the time of labor and birth.
I so wish.
Amazing to. I do some acupressure points, the ones that I know through the experience for my mommies, and I always think like, I wish I have here the acupuncturist, so they put the needles right there, and then we move things forward, or we relax the mom, or whatever.
I know. Well, fingers crossed that we can be moving in that direction. As much as we want to move in the direction of more birth doulas, more midwifery, kind of more natural and holistic birth processes, I think that acupuncture in the birth and delivery rooms will be part of that. Fingers crossed. But for right now, it's about too many people in the room and logistics and liability, honestly. And I think that the hospitals get scared of it. So the biggest thing that I want to do is start teaching folks like you, doulas and midwives, who can be in the room with moms, tools about acupressure and what they can do and how to use them. So we'll start there.
We need that WhatsApp. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
So we'll get there. So tell me now a little bit about post-birth services that you offer, because you have a lot going on. I know you do cranial sacral work, both I think on moms and on infants, which is amazing. I truly believe that infant care in the weeks and months after birth is neglected. And I think sometimes births can be hard on babies, and that even just a little bit of hands-on work, it can just go such a long way in helping basic things that are going on. Digestion, sleeping, feeding, all of those things. So I wish that more people knew about what services they can get for infants, and also what those things can help with. So I'd love if you took a minute. I know you do tummy time tough stuff too, which I love. But if you could tell us about the actual hands-on work that you do with infants first, that would be great.
Yes, definitely. So the craniosacral, the pediatric craniosacral, I think, as you explained, is very necessary tool. Let's say that even in the most ideal of birth, like the baby is being born naturally, soft, easy, comfortable, the ideal scenario of birth is a trauma going through the birth path. It is, and as we all know, working in birth world, the cranium moves in order to pass through the birth path and then emerge, right, from the sacred womb. So even that, if it's extremely soft, the bones have to find a way to go back. So craniosacral, which is not only working with the physical structure, is the rhythm of the craniosacral, help with whatever blockage, whatever hold of energy or hold of physical has the baby, to resolve and relieve, and so much quicker than the adults, of course, and then prevent in the future different things that the baby can go, like colics or problems with the sleeping, all of this. So pediatric craniosacral, I highly recommend it right after giving birth. Right after means like if you can do it in the moment when I am supporting the moms, I do craniosacral with the baby right there when possible, but if not, as soon as possible with the baby. And sometimes I go to the houses or they come to see me, but as soon as possible with the baby is good. In the cases of C-section, that they don't go through that path of the birthing path, is kind of similar, because going through C-section, they don't expose to the challenge of, which is necessary, of being born, right, and moving. You don't move the fluid of the craniosacral, so it's also very important because you want to begin that movement, right, in the infant.
Right, they don't get the benefits of going through the birth canal. They don't get the challenges, but they also don't get the benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so pediatric craniosacral are so fantastic things. I'm currently working with a baby that is 6 months old with a huge scoliosis, which is a rare case in an infant of 6 months, but she has a big scoliosis. So we are working with other practitioners, acupuncturists and chiropractor, and I'm doing the craniosacral and essential oils. I use a lot of essential oils as well. And you can see the changes in the baby. It's amazing how well they react. It's like they are asking you.
Totally. And their bodies are so ready for it, and they're so able to adapt and respond to the treatment. I think it's a huge resource for them, and I just wish more moms knew about it. But part of what we're doing here today is making sure that we as birth professionals who are working with moms throughout the process know more about these services that we all offer, and that we can refer when we see stuff come up, whether it's acid reflux or torticollis, or sometimes you see problems with eyes and stuff like that. So I really think it's a wonderful service, and I'm so glad to know about it. So
yeah, craniosacral is a good tool for that. It works really great with the infants. And then the infant massage is another tool. What I love the infant massage is to bond with the partners, with the daddy, because sometimes the partner doesn't know what to do with the baby when he's recently born. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Just hold the baby, or what can I do with the baby? So
it's so true. It's funny because we all get to see babies all the time. It's hard for us to imagine, but sometimes new parents, they don't know.
I am going to nurse because I don't have the boobies.
Yeah.
Putting a sleep is like a sleeping thing is better with the mother. So sometimes they feel like, I really don't know how to create that bonding. So the infant massage is so beautiful because it's not just giving massage to the baby. It helps also with postpartum depression for the mothers. It helps the partner to bond with the baby more. It helps also to understand how babies communicate with us because they are not talking. And I noticed that some families, they kind of raise a little bit the feeling of frustration, like I'm not sure if he's crying because of food or because something is bothering the baby. So through the infant massage we learn to communicate with the baby in the baby language.
I love that. So you're teaching, not only are you doing infant massage, but you're teaching couples how to do infant massage on the babies.
I teach them how to create a massage at home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really fantastic. Well, one other thing I wanted to ask you about, because I thought it was just such a cool service that you offered, is, well, the yoga piece in general we haven't touched upon much, but I know that you offer a class that is partners in prenatal. So as we're coming off talking about working with partners in the infant massage, I love that you offer these classes for both partners to participate in the prenatal yoga. So, but I don't know what that means. So, can you tell me?
Yes. So partners prenatal yoga is such a beautiful class. We have fun and they love it. They can laugh, and it's very interesting to see the dynamics of the family.
Yeah,
so
I love it.
usually the mommies already are taking some kind of yoga.
Right.
So they become like, I know how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So the part of the asana of the yoga is fun because you can do more balancing poses with your partner. We learn how to lean in the partner. The partner learn how to support the mother not only through the pregnancy, but I teach them how to support the mother during labor and birth.
Wow.
And what are the important points for massage, or how the mother will prefer this and that. So we go in the class not just the yoga touch, however, all these, again, including the partner in making the partner feel that this important role for them to be there for the mother. Then we create bonding and intimacy between them, and we do some rituals or meditation practices where they can gaze eyes to eyes and creating that connection, bonding with the baby, putting the hands, two hands, the hand of the mommy and the hand of the partner in the baby, and I give them some kind of blessings that need to the partner. So it's fun, and at the same time it's very emotive is the word, emotive, like emotion. It's yes, and again, partners, I think it's such a beautiful tool for them because sometimes they don't know what to do. They, with the best intention, sometimes they are not helping in the best way they can. So I think it's for them to play and create laughing, and also to learn how to support a pregnant woman.
I totally agree. I think it's really important for us to be sharing that information, and I think that partners are really grateful to know it.
Yes.
Yeah. So good.
We do, when I am being a doula, I use a rebozo. I'm sure you hear about the rebozo. So I teach the partner how to do the rebozo and shaking the hips of the mommy. They have so much fun with that.
Oh, it's so awesome. Do you do that in your yoga classes? Is that where you do it?
Yes, in the partners prenatal.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for doing this today. I really appreciate your time, and I love what you're offering. Like I said, your website is such an amazing resource, and I just was so fascinated to see that you have such a wealth of services, really from fertility and all the way to supporting families once the baby arrives. So I think it's fantastic, and I'm excited to share your work, and I'm glad to kind of have everybody else in the group and other birth professionals get to know you and what you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Angela. It was a pleasure to talk to you today, and I feel honored and thrilled that you are creating this, not just for me, but for all the birth professionals in the area. I think it's such a great, fantastic thing you are creating, very necessary. And I feel so much gratitude that you have me today here, and I can't wait to meet other colleagues, and I can't wait to have you in person.
Yes, well, you're nearby, like we were saying, so I'll come see you in Newburyport. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from where I am in Maine. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, and take good care.